Hello YouTube. I'm going to start referring to you as YouTube now because I have just realized that it's not just my kids that are now subscribing to my channel. So I'm not just going to talk to you as if you're one of my students anymore. So I'm going to get started on our Circus Girl makeup today. It's not going to be literal like what you would see if you typed in Circus Girl on Google or something. So here we go. So first, before we get started, I'm going to apologize for the really terrible lighting I have in here. Me and my roommate just rearranged all of our rooms this past weekend, so I have a different bathroom than I used to, and it's very small. So I'm actually sitting on the toilet right now, and I have the laptop set up on a stool in front of me. I have my pants on so don't get grossed out. So before you even get started, make sure that you're putting on foundation and moisturizer before anything. And if you don't know how to put your foundation on yet, then you really shouldn't be watching this video. So the first thing that we're going to do is start with the primer. I'm using Tarantino Pearl Glow Primer. So I'm just getting a little bit on the brush and then making sure that you're getting it pretty moisturized all around the eye area. And I would also go underneath a little bit as well. And then repeat over onto the other side. Wow, it's taking longer to rub it than I thought. So once you've got all of your primer and you're not looking crazy, you're going to start with a round, kind of stiff brush like so, and you're going to take a hot pink. I'm using a Sephora palette. I've used this one before. And let me just remind you before we get started that this is not an everyday look. So if you're looking for something to wear to a party or, you know, for a special occasion with your family, you might want to start looking for another video now. So we're going to go ahead and get started with this. You're going to start on the outside and make a pretty significant effect on your eye on the right side. So you're just going to stipple that in. And it's going to come out like that, bright. From there, this is going to be fairly simple. You're just going to clean the brush off a little bit. So you just get like some tissue and rub it off. And with that same brush, you're just going to start to pull it over through your contour. And then also do the same thing underneath. So get right underneath the eye, put it on pretty strong, and then just pull it over to about halfway. I'm sorry, the lighting in here is terrible. So it's really not as visible as I would like it to be. But that's okay. You're getting the right idea. When you do this on yourself, you'll see the difference. Okay, so now we're going to repeat the exact same thing on the other side. There's a little bit of a catch though. So we're repeating the same action on this side, however this time it's going to be with a really bright green. And just so you can see, like, that's how bright it is. It's pretty like neon. I'm still using a Sephora palette. So repeat, same thing other side. This is the left eye. Really stippled on there, nice and dark. all the way down to the eyelid. Clean it off just a little bit. And then up through the contour. Follow that like bone. Pull all the way across so it blends and fades. And then same thing on the bottom. And blend all the way up through, so there's a light tint of that color up above. Yeah, so now we have one pink and one green eye. Fancy. So now we're using my favorite product for highlight, and that is the Tarte Shimmer in Champagne. I'm gonna just take the sponge on the side, go underneath like so. Same thing on the other side, underneath like so. And then I'm going to take that same little brush that I had before and put some of that shimmer on there and just kind of go up underneath, dab it in to connect to that highlight that we just added, so it kind of looked like a bit of a shimmery raccoon. That's what we're going for. And then I'm going to get a blush brush. If I can find it, and get a pretty loud blush. So I'm using Carved Rose, again Tarina Tarantino. And I am going to be very generous with this. Yeah, you want it pretty bold, right? Don't worry, I'm not leaving it like that, so don't get too scared. From there, you're going to take a big separate blush brush that you should keep around for blending. And then you're going to do just that. Lord have mercy, why am I so unprepared? So once you find your blending brush, you're going to use it and just start to go through everywhere you put on that highlight and just dust it around and go through the blush as well, so it's all starting to blend in. And now it's not so crazy, right? You are now joining me curling my fake lashes to my real lashes. So they should look humongous and gorgeous right now. Blink, blink. After you're done doing that, you're going to take some mascara and run it through both of those. So they're glued together pretty nicely. And no one can see where one ends and the next one begins. If you're wondering why I'm so delirious, just so you know, it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just getting around to doing this. So, there you have it. So I've put some liquid liner on. This is actually probably the trickiest part because you have to have a really steady hand, just to go over the top edge so you cannot see where the glue has been placed on your lid. So I just took it out and then made a little wing and then went right underneath. You're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So I start halfway and just slowly go across. Then we go up a little to make that little cat eye. And then take it down underneath. Yeah, it's coming together. So now for this to come out really effective and clear, it's going to take a couple of steps. And I know for a lip that seems a bit much, so you're going to get some foundation and put it over your lips. And make sure it blends in pretty well with the rest of the skin. So you get it kind of move it around until it blends. And then from there, you're also going to take that primer. Ew, that made a really gross sound. And go over just the middle. On the top and bottom. And I'm going to be using a shadow because I just don't have any lipstick. But you're going to take that brush that we had from before and you're going to start in the center and kind of come up above your lip. And then back down and fill it in. Or if you just so happen to have a really bright lipstick, just put it in that area. But just remember that you're going above the lip and below it. Yeah? From there, I have a red liner, and I'm just going to kind of lightly outline that. It doesn't have to be perfect because you can always clean that up. And then I'm going to take a small brush that is kind of spongy looking, or it's for like smudging, and then just kind of rub that in so it's not so harsh. And then to finish that off, you could just clean that up a little bit with either a makeup remover or even a baby wipe, which is what I'm going to use because it's the same thing as a makeup remover, except it's cheaper because it's called a baby wipe. And then just clean up the edge all around it. So it's only where I really want it. And then I'm going to take some of that highlight that we had before and put it right in the middle. Yeah? Now the finishing touch is really simple. Waha! I'm just going to take that brown pencil and then on either side make 3 small twists like that. 1, 2, 3. Same thing on the other side. 1, 2, 3. And then we have some freckles. See, so this is our little circus girl. Not too complicated, but there is quite a few steps to pulling it off. So let me know if you have any questions, leave some comments, and that's all there is to it. Again, this is for performance, so I'm sorry if you think this is completely crazy looking, but it's supposed to be crazy looking, and if you were looking for something else, then you really were led astray here. So have fun and enjoy, and yeah, till next time.